Hi, Xplane Dedicated, what up? I couldn't find my Xplane Dedicated polo shirt this morning, so I just got this on instead. See you after the intro.
Dublin, November 180 Bravo Bravo with it.
November 180 Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude.
2,000 feet on 1014 Bravo Bravo.
Bravo Bravo, understanding for 60, so climb not above, initially not above 4,000 feet on the QNH 1014.
4,000 feet, Bravo Bravo.
Correct, what's your requested routing?
Let's go amend the rest.
521 ready, cleared, right, let's go.
So quite a lot to talk about this morning. It's been a bit unusual in the Xplane world in so much as that so much stuff is happening on xplane.org that it's really difficult to keep up. In the last few days we've had something like, well, I don't know how many 3D objects. We've had the colonial style boathouse, there's 3D pig, there's a deluxe log cabin has been released, all in the last couple of days. And on top of that, there has been lots of enhancements. The first one I want to talk about is CDU replacement fonts. It's Flight Factor 757 CDU replacement fonts. I noticed this morning. I had a look at the file, and a person called Ski Selkov has created 4 packages which have 4 different fonts for the CDU, and basically what he's saying on the org is that he chose to do this because after asking Flight Factor for support he wasn't getting any support, so decided to do something about it himself. His complaint is that the CDU fonts already in the Flight Factor 757 are very blurry and dark, and that if you're using Smart Copilot with a friend you can't use the pop-up CDU. I'm a little bit annoyed at what he said on the org, and I suggest that you go and look and read his text. I'm not going to repeat it myself, but there are better ways and means of doing things. But that said, I think his replacement fonts are really quite neat. There is a set of 4 different ones. They get thicker as you go along, and you can choose whichever one you want to put in there. So it's a good piece of work. Moving on then, as I say, there's quite a few things happening, and I suppose the big thing is FSGRW and the stutters problem. A number of people had reported this stutters problem, and it would appear that FSGRW developers were having trouble actually replicating the fault themselves and kept pushing it back to users. One user, whose name I cannot remember, he actually discovered what the problem was, and it was about FSGRW making calls on a particular process, and it was doing this countless times per frame second. I think I've got it right, but what it meant was that over a period of time the number of calls for this information was becoming huge. So on a 2-hour flight there was a huge massive data being called for every second by FSGRW that was totally not required, and so that's what was causing the micro stutters and then the build-up of stutters on a long flight. So the individual who found this wrote to FSGRW, showed all his research, identified the issue. They agreed. They said, yes, we can see what's gone wrong here, thank you for identifying this, and we'll release a patch. And they have done that. And so if you've got FSGRW, the next time you start it up it'll say there's an update. It's an automatic update, just update it and you'll be fine. And that patch is in there, and that relates specifically to that particular issue. Don't forget, of course, there's the Xplane issue as well regarding torque being calculated twice. It was torque was calculated on the engine, and then torque was calculated on that calculation, so it was happening twice. That is something that Laminar are going to sort out when they release another release candidate for Xplane 1041 or whatever. Anyway, I'll try and keep you appraised of that as it happens. I have noticed I've had a number of requests, a number of posts on Xplane Dedicated Facebook page where people are saying different things are happening in the sim, systems are crashing, or the Xplane is crashing, and But all I can say to you is, if this happens, you need to start going backwards. I had a problem earlier on this week, and I was able to identify that it was 2 airports that I'd installed, and then the problems occurred. So I took out those 2 airports, and sure enough, the issues I were having went away. So there's a problem with those 2 airports. So what I need to do is look at those airports again closer when I install them, and see what's going on within those airports. And I'm just saying this as a kind of a bit of advice. If something goes wrong, if all of a sudden, and sometimes it always appears as though it's all of a sudden, things start happening within Xplane that haven't been happening, so loss of frame rates, etc. Go back, think back. What have I done since it was okay? Yeah. Is it new NVIDIA drivers? Have I installed some scenery? Have I got some new libraries? Whatever. Try to go back and think about, what have I done to my simulator since it's gone wrong. So when was it last running well? And then try and figure out what you've done. Remove those things, even if it's plugins. Remove them and then see. At the moment, there is an issue with RTH and Fly with Lua with the JAR Design A220. Okay, there's nothing wrong with the aircraft. The aircraft is fine. It flies perfectly. But if you've got Fly with Lua on and RTH, Real Terra Haze, it's causing an issue, and some things will not work within the Airbus. So I've had to remove RTH and Fly with Lua for the time being. And I know that the developer of Fly with Lua and the RTH, Real Terra Haze scripts, I know they're working on this, and they've been given lots of information by lots of different people. So that's an advice tip. Finally, I think it's Black Friday this weekend, so there's going to be sales everywhere. I bought myself an Xbox One yesterday from Amazon, and my wife said to me this morning, you should have waited until Friday, it's probably cheaper. So what does that mean for us in the Xplane world? Well, looking at xplane.org, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a sale. There's a few items on sale at the moment. You can see it flashing by the side of me here. So I would just keep my eyes open, have a look around, go to Carinado's site, Alabeo's site. I'm sure there will be some sale items going up. As always, this is Wycliffe Barrett, Xplane Dedicated. Cheerio.